Thanks for joining me today on our new agent training session on prospecting. One of the things that have got to be at the forefront of your mind is, how do I find buyers? How do I spread the word that this is the career that I have chosen at this point? How do I market myself without spending a lot of money? A lot of this is going to depend on your specific niche and your target business plan. But the good news is that you have the time to put in that extra effort right now. Once you start getting involved with clients, you're not going to have that time. So right now you want to maximize your effort and hit the ground running. One of the very first things that you want to do is really sit down and work hard on developing the list, your sphere of influence list. This list is going to consist of all of your family, all of your friends, all of your business acquaintances, and just regular acquaintances. And you want to think out of the box a little bit when you're actually reviewing this list. This isn't just somebody who will refer someone to you to buy or sell, but also anybody who could be a potential business partner to either cross-market with or partner with you to co-market. So anybody who will split the marketing costs because you're developing within the same target group, or somebody who will just give you the floor to speak to their client base would be great. But you want to really think outside of the box when you're developing that list. Write down every single person that you can think of. You also want to remember that as your business grows, you are also developing that sphere of influence list. So you want to go back and constantly update. Make sure that it's an appointment you make for yourself once a week at least, that you are developing that list and adding any new contacts to it. The other thing that you want to do is create a script. Practice that script. So, before you get on the phone, before you start sending emails, you want to develop your story, why you joined the business, what it is that brought you to the business, what it is that you love about this business, what particular niche you're developing or specializing in, and write a script, practice it, and then get on the phone with people. The other thing that you want to take advantage of right now is open houses. Before the end of this week, go to your learning center, go to the discussion board. In the local discussion board, you want to ask agents if they would be willing to allow you to do open houses in their listings. They are very welcoming generally to do that. They don't have the time because they're busy with clients on the weekends. You do have the time, and this is a great opportunity for you to practice your scripts and also gain new contacts. Next, you want to go onto the MLS, look for expired listings to reach out to. You can also visit your particular target area and look for sale by owner signs. This is a great potential for short sales in both of those categories. You can reach out to those sellers and see what you can do for them. Right now, you have the time to dedicate to setting up your social media sites and your website. So you want to visit our e-learning center and look at the how-to guides for setting up the social media sites and develop those social media sites and also develop your website. One of my biggest recommendations is that you actually develop your tweets on Twitter and all of your Facebook posts before you start engaging with people on social media sites, because it looks like you have some sort of meat to your website and your social media sites before you launch them, essentially by engaging with your contacts. Next, you want to work on your print materials. Even if it's not an immediate investment for you, it's something that you want to look at and make sure that you have them laid out and it's consistent with the way that you are looking to brand yourself. So take a look at your direct mail pieces, possible brochures, print postcards, follow-up pieces, a thank you card, and make sure that all of those kind of have some sort of same branding message, and that fits well with your marketing plan. Once you've made the initial contact and gone to all the networking events, you might feel a little bit exhausted at this point, but this is the time that you really have to kick it in gear. All of your efforts could be for naught if you don't choose to do that at this point. So it's very important that you always answer your phone, you always respond to emails. I don't know how many times I've had clients tell me that agents aren't responding to them. They're not picking up their phone. I've emailed 10 agents and only had one respond to me in regards to my inquiry. You want to be that one person that's responding if nobody else is. So definitely answer your emails. The other thing is your prospects are not going to expect an immediate answer, and you don't have to give them an immediate answer. In fact, you look much better if you tell them, let me find that out for you, or I have to do a little research on that subject and get back to you because I want to make sure that I give you the right answer. That's fine to do. You don't want to give quick false information. They're not going to come back to you. They're not going to be a referral source, and it's not going to be a long-term relationship that you're sparking at that point. Finally, you want to follow up, because people simply forget. You don't want to take it personally when you've made a few phone calls and that person hasn't gotten back to you. They may just be busy with their own lives. It's not all about you or getting back to you. So you want to continue to follow up. I don't know how many times I haven't answered and bought into something immediately, but even a year later, I've finally done it because somebody has reminded me of it. Also, I know we talk a lot about technology to implement, and that is very important, but there is still something to be said for a handwritten note, especially if you make a personal connection with somebody. You want to highlight whatever personal connection you had in that particular note, but send a thank you note, send a follow-up note with a handwritten note as well. Set up a contact management system. Very important. The system that I use is called Plaxo.com, but it reminds me of like anniversaries, birthdays, children's birthdays, common interests. So I get a daily email, and everything, any date that is related to that particular email will come to me, so any anniversaries and birthdays, so I can send a birthday card to that person. Another great application that I use with my Gmail account is called Rapportive. It connects my Gmail account with like their Facebook account, their Twitter account, so I'm updated on the right-hand corner of my composition box when I'm sending that email of any of their recent Facebook posts or their tweets. So when I'm sending them an email, I can say, oh, I see that you were in the Keys last week and you were fishing. It looks like you had a great time. On Facebook, I looked at your pictures, and then go into whatever conversation I was going to have in relation to business. These are all great tips for you. I hope that you start prospecting, but definitely visit our discussion board. Come back to me with any questions that you might have, and I would be happy to help. But thank you for joining me today.